Animal Diversity 1, Lecture 17, the triploblastic and acoelomate body plan. Here you can see in this diagram there are tapeworms, flatworms, liver flukes. Class Tabularia, the free-living flatworms. Members of this class, mostly free-living and bottom dwellers in the freshwater and marine environment. They crawl on stones, sands and vegetations, that is plant, animal. Here you can see a flatworm. Just see its bright colors and its shape. Tabularians are known for their turbulence, so they create turbulence when they move into the water. Beating cilia create in water, and 3000 species that are predators, scavengers, terrestrial tabularians that live in the humid tropics and subtropics area. Then features. Their size range from 1 cm long to 60 cm in length and sometimes less than 1 cm in length. Coloration that may include black, brown, grey and sometimes very sharp colors like blue, as you see in the previous pictures. Body wall. Epidermis that is in the direct contact with the environment. Cells are ciliated and others contain microvilli for the movement. Basement membrane of connective tissue that separate the epidermis from mesodermally derived tissue. And outer layer of muscle cells, inner layer of longitudinal muscle cells just lie beneath the basement membrane, and other muscles that include dorsoventral muscles, oblique muscles between the dorsal and ventral surfaces. Here you can see in the diagram, just start from the outer side that contains cilia. Then from cilia you can observe there are longitudinal muscles, parenchymal tissues are there, columnar epithelial cells are there, pharyngeal cavity is there, pharynx, then circular muscles, epidermis, gland cells, rhabdoids. Rhabdoids are the glands, rhabdoid cells, gland cells, parenchyma, intestine, and then pharyngeal muscles and nerve cord. Glands. On the ventral surface of the body wall, the glandular cells or of epidermal regions are present, known as rhabdoids. Rhabdoids are rod-like cells that swell and form the protective mucus sheath around the body that responds to attempted predation or desiccation. Desiccation is dryness. Adhesive gland that open to epithelial surfaces and produce a chemical that attach part of tabularians to a substrate. Releaser gland secrete a chemical that dissolve the attachment as needed. Cross section through the posterior body of Deuteria. Here you can see, just imagine the last diagram. Here is the dorsal region, ventral region. Your body is also divided into dorsal and ventral. Your belly side is your ventral, your backbone side is your dorsal side, and then dorsoventral muscle, the muscle present between the dorsal and ventral side. Then vacuolated area, epidermis, cilia, basal lamina, muscle layer is there, parenchyma, adhesive glands, secretory vesicles, intestinal, cecum, posterior intestinal, ramus, and rhabdoids. Here you can see there is a circular muscle contraction and longitudinal muscle contraction. Circular muscle contraction will widen the animal. Longitudinal muscle contraction will make increase in length of the animal. Then there is a direction of wave, that is alternate contraction of muscular movement and ciliary movement. Muscular movement includes circular and longitudinal muscles, and then the direction of locomotion is in the opposite direction. Nutrition and digestion. That tabularian, some lack the digestive tract. They have the blind cavity, some have the simple, some have unbranched chambers, and some have highly branched system of digestive tubes consisted on the lobes. Here you can see in this diagram there is a planarian having the complete digestive tract, started from the anterior side, goes to the posterior side. Then the feeding, tabularian pharynx function as indigestive functions, simple or some ciliated tubule that leads to complex organs that develop from the folding of muscular layers. Free end of tube lies in the pharyngeal sheath that project out from the mouth when feeding. They may be carnivores, scavengers, herbivores. Carnivores feed on small invertebrates, live scavengers prey on large dead animals, and herbivores feed on the algae. Here you can see the diagram where gastrovascular cavity is present all along the body that leads to pharynx and leads to mouth. That is irreversible pharynx. Exchange with an environment is the no respiratory organs is there, so exchange of gases, carbon dioxide, water, oxygen through the body wall through the diffusion. Metabolic waste that includes ammonia will be diffused out by body wall through the diffusion. Osmotic equilibrium with their environment. In freshwater invertebrates, they are hypertonic. They must regulate the osmotic concentration. You can see through body wall, oxygen and carbon dioxide is going inside outside. Protonephridia. Invertebrates mostly possess no excretory structure. Sometimes they possess nephridia involved in excretion, osmoregulation, or both. Probably the earliest type of protonephridium was simplest form flame cell system and composed of network of excretory canals that opens to the outside through excretory pores present in rotifers, annelids, lava mollusks, and flatworms. Here you can see the flame cell with the nucleus having tuft of cilia, tube cells, and tubule. Bulb-like flame cells located along the excretory canals. The fluid filters into flame cells from intestinal fluid. Beating cilia propel the fluid through the excretory canals to the outside of the body through its pores, and flame cell system eliminate excess water. Nitrogenous waste diffuse into surrounding water. Nervous system and sense organs. The most primitive type of flatworm nervous system is subepidermal nerve plexus, just like the hydronidarians, that is in the form of nerve net. A steatocyst in the anterior functions mechanoreceptor and a receptor excited by pressure that detects the tabularian's body position in reference to direction of gravity. Then cerebral ganglion present in the head region. Some have the several pairs of long nerve cords, lateral branches called commissaries, and at the point of union they form a ladder-like appearance. Here you can see that is cerebral ganglion, then nerve transverse commissaries, and peripheral nerve plexus is there. They have the auricles, sensory lobes that may project from the side of the head, and chemoreceptors that aid in food location will be present in the auricles. The two simple eyes, ocelli, that direct the light, and mostly they have the negatively phototactic ability that they move away from the light. They have the cup-like depressions lined with the black pigment. Photoreceptor nerve endings in the cup are part of nerves that leave the eyes, connect with the cerebral ganglions. Then reproduction and development. They have both asexual and sexual reproduction. Asexual by transfer fissions. Fission usually begins as the constriction behind the pharynx. The two or more animals that form from the fission are called zooids. Regenerate missing parts after separating from each other because of parenchymal cells. Here you can see the zone of fission, that anterior zoid, posterior zoid. Anterior zoid have the head region of the older animal and new posterior portion will be regenerated. Posterior zoid have the posterior portion of older parent and new anterior region will be regenerated. Then they have the sexual reproduction, having the male system. They are monoecious, so they have both male and female system in the same animal, but they have the cross fertilization. Reproductive system arises from the mesodermal tissues in the parenchyma. Many paired testes just lies along the east side of the worm, and they have the side production for the sperms that will lead to sperm ducts, that is vas deferens, will lead to seminal vesicle, that is the sperm storage organ, and then a prusible penis and genital chamber. Here you can see testis. Testis will lead to vas deferens. Vas deferens will lead to seminal vesicle, will lead to penis, copulatory bursa, and penis. Female system have the one to many ovaries pairs that lead to oviduct, lead to genital chamber that opens through the outside by the genital pore. They are monoecious, so they have the cross fertilization as that produces the more genetic diversity. They have cross-like fertilization. They avoid self-fertilization. During cross-fertilization, penis of each animal is inserted in the female. Here you can see in the green color there is a ovary. Ovary will lead to oviduct. Then in the purple color there are yolk glands. This oviduct will lead to genital chamber and then genital pore. Sperms are inserted into copulatory sac of the partner that move to genital chamber, then oviduct, then ovaries. At the ovaries, fertilization takes place. Egg may be deposited into the egg during formation, or they may be deposited into the zygote as it passes down the reproductive tract, that is vital area, yolk gland. Eggs are laid with or without a gel-like mass or a head capsule, that is cocoon. Many tabularians attached to substrate by a stalk contain several embryos per capsule, and two kinds of capsules are laid down. Here is a reproduction that occurs in the reciprocal exchange of sperms. Fertilized eggs are released and usually develop directly into flatworms, Mullus larvae. Thanks.